For decades, the mere idea of taking a dip in the Chicago River would have made most locals shudder. Often described as grimy and unsafe, the river carried a reputation that kept swimmers far away. But on Sunday, something remarkable and a bit controversial unfolded in downtown Chicago. People actually jumped in to swim, defying nearly a century of urban legend and environmental concern. Before the city even stirred a wink, crowds squeezed along the riverbanks, hoping to witness this historic moment. On the loop's edge, modern skyscrapers towered over hundreds of swimmers, each clad in matching white robes. Energetic cheers echoed above as the swimmers nervously prepared, adjusting swim caps, tugging on sleek black wetsuits, and displaying swimsuits boldly decorated with the Chicago flag. "This is truly a game-changing moment in Chicago's history," exclaimed 54-year-old Lovie Twine, moments before embarking on her ambitious mile-long swim. "I'm soaking it all up. I want that whole hour to myself." With a gleeful gasp, she joined the cool, once-shunned water. But here's where it gets intriguing. The last city-sponsored river swim took place in 1927. That tradition vanished as industrial waste and sewage turned the river into an ecological nightmare. Only through decades of fierce dedication, environmental activism, political will, and at least 4 mayoral terms did Chicago claw its way back to a cleaner, safer river. The 1970s proved pivotal. The passage of the Clean Water Act began choking off industrial runoff. Then came the revolutionary Deep Tunnel Project, an immense labyrinth of tunnels and reservoirs designed to redirect overflow from heavy rains and sewage, preventing it from polluting the river. For a city famously proud of its feat to reverse the river's flow over a century ago, sending polluted water away from Lake Michigan, but concentrating it in the river, this was another bold engineering chapter. "We built it, re-engineered it, and reversed the flow," explained Elena Harkness, head of the water innovation nonprofit Current. "Now, our goal is to restore its natural beauty and ecology." Here's the part most people miss. Wildlife is surging back. Where pollution once drove out all but the hardiest fish, dozens of new aquatic species have returned. Now osprey and even bald eagles swoop overhead. River otters, once unthinkable downtown, play near the lyric opera. Beavers, muskrats, turtles, wildlife is everywhere now, said Margaret Frisbee, director of Friends of the Chicago River. Yet, no matter the scientific progress, skepticism lingers. The infamous 2004 incident when a Dave Matthews Band tour bus dumped an 800-pound tank of human waste onto unsuspecting tourists floating below remains lodged in the city's collective memory. Despite rigorous water testing, proving race conditions were safe, even lifelong Chicagoans wrinkle their noses at the idea of wading in. Some, like marathon swimmer Doug McConnell, acknowledge this barrier is stubborn. People are stuck with the old image of the river. They'll go to their graves convinced it's filthy, no matter the proof. Even U.S. Representative Mike Quigley, who championed much of the river's cleanup, remembers visceral disgust. "The smell was horrible. You couldn't have paid me to swim in there. It was basically toxic and best ignored." But mindsets are shifting. The river has always attracted celebration on St. Patrick's Day, when it's dyed a dazzling green. In recent years, a new and improved riverwalk has transformed the area into a vibrant destination, where people gather to sip wine, lick gelato, jog, or walk their dogs. Organizers emphasize safety on Sunday. Experienced open-water swimmers entered, lifeguards watched from the riverwalk, and kayakers paddled alongside to help anyone in need. Of the 263 swimmers, only 3 couldn't finish. A striking testament to the river's renewal. Journalist Brad Culp, fresh from his swim and rinsing off along the river, admitted to some nervous humor. "I did swallow a big gulp of water. Should I be worried?" He laughed, but couldn't hide his awe. "Years ago, I never imagined this was possible. There I was, floating on my back, staring at my old neighborhood and realizing just how far this city and its river have come." But let's push this further. Do you really think Chicago's river can ever fully shake its dirty past, or will its legacy always linger beneath the surface? Have city leaders and environmentalists done enough, or should we be more cautious about how quickly we embrace this new chapter? Share your thoughts. Are you ready to swim? We're still sitting this one out.